In today's video, we're going to be talking about 3 times that our ghost hunting adventures went terribly wrong. Let's begin. So starting off with number 1, getting right into this, we're going to talk about a story that I'm sure a lot of you guys already know about. Well, if you've been like keeping up with my videos. Also, I've been told by a lot of paranormal investigators, like real professionals, that this is a bad idea to talk about on camera.
Don't give him power, because you give him power when you say his name. He feels like you're communicating with him, so it builds a connection between the two of you. So just don't say it. Don't give him any attention. Don't speak of him. Honestly, I wouldn't share the story too often, just because you're building a connection with him. And the more you speak his name, the more power you're giving him.
Well guys, this is the last time you're ever gonna hear this story. But I'm already in way too deep, and based off the title of this video, this has to be the first story I talk about. And that is the time we contacted the most powerful and dangerous spirit in Ouija board history. I won't be saying his name, not only for my safety, but mainly for your guys' safety. Even just thinking about this demon, thinking about the name, thinking about who it is, can cause him to be attracted to you. So it's better that you just don't know, unless you already know. Again, I know a lot of you guys do know about this story, so I'm gonna be throwing in a lot of juicy secrets in there that nobody knows about. So anyways, long story short, Brian and I went up to our cousin Jessica's attic, which was supposedly haunted, to try to contact the spirit that was living there. I'll tell you guys why we thought it was haunted in a second. We went up to contact the spirit that we thought was living there, but instead we end up contacting the most dangerous and powerful spirit in all of Ouija board history. And let me tell you guys, this was the most terrifying 2 months of my life. Yes, you heard me, 2 months. This thing lasted 2 whole months of causing panic between every single household that was involved with the game of the Ouija board that day.
If you're gonna experience a demon, he's typically the one that most people encounter. He is known for possession, causing bad things to happen in people's lives, injuries. So he doesn't actually injure you, but he can get in your head to where you end up getting injured. He's a higher level
demon.
Correct. He's one of the most powerful.
So much chaos that we had to get a priest to bless all of our house just to rid the house of the demon. Now a little bit about the backstory of this whole situation that only a few people know. So ever since we were kids, there was this rumor always going around about Jessica's attic. Now I understand, like, when you're a kid, everything that you hear is a ghost. You hear a little noise, oh my god, it's a ghost. You hear a floorboard creak, oh my gosh, it's a ghost. Like, everything is a ghost. But as you get older, you start connecting the dots, like, oh my gosh, that noise that I heard every night at 9:00 p.m. is actually my neighbor coming home from work. Or this house is old, that's why it made that little noise that one time when I was 8 years old. But one thing that never changed was the way we felt about Jessica's attic. I mean, we knew it was real when the parents were consistently talking about it. Every time we had a family get together at Jessica's house, the attic would come up one way or another. Our parents didn't believe in ghosts. They wouldn't talk about ghosts. They didn't want to scare us. So the fact that they would talk about this openly was weird and made us believe it even more. For example, Jessica's mom was actually in the garage one day. Her 2 kids were at school. She was just at home doing motherly things like cooking or cleaning. And next thing you know, she's in the driveway screaming and crying on the phone with my mom, telling her that she's too scared to go back into the house. When we all found out what happened, it was obvious that there was a haunting at that house. Jessica's mom claims that when she was standing in the garage all by herself, she hears a whisper in her ear, like right in her ear, saying leave. She said that it felt so real and so close that she instantly thought there was an intruder in the house, and she whips her arm back like this, trying to hit whoever's behind her. That's pretty creepy. But there's another ongoing story about that attic, and that is that there's somebody living in there. Now let me tell you guys why we thought this. First of all, it was unlikely and hard to believe because the attic is on the 2nd floor in Jessica's room. Sneaking in and out of there without being seen like every day, or if you live there and not making a noise or trying to use a restroom or whatever, is kind of impossible. But just listen to this. Jessica's family keeps a lot of stuff in the attic, just like any other family. Blankets, pillows, boxes, like just a bunch of stuff that you'd have in the attic, decorations or whatever. Well, one night, Jessica's dad went into the attic to grab something. He sees that one of the blankets and one of the pillows are neatly laid out on the floor, as if somebody was just sleeping there. Jessica's dad picks it up, puts it back where he left it. You know, he told the story, whatever, but they could have just fell, or there's some other explanations for that. But then, about 4 days later, Jessica's dad goes back into the attic to return what he had got from there, and he sees that the blanket and the pillow are there again, laying on the floor like somebody was there. But this time, he doesn't only find the blanket and the pillow, he finds 2 empty water bottles. None of the family members were in the attic just chugging waters, and let alone throwing it in there. No one even liked going in the attic. I didn't go in there, Jessica didn't go in there, Junior, Mandy, Amanda, nobody went in the attic. We were terrified of it. The only people that went in there was Jessica's mom and dad. And they had a conversation that they did not leave empty water bottles in there. Later, as me and Brian get older, we're like, you know what? Let's go do an investigation there. And so we go and we play with the Ouija board. You guys all know what happened. We played the Ouija board 3 times. The first time we contacted the spirit. We were kind of flustered, we were scared. We stopped right away, we said goodbye. Jessica removed her hand without saying goodbye, which is very bad to do in a Ouija board. It allows the spirit to release itself from the board. After that first time, we wanted to get in contact with the real spirit that we thought was living in the attic, so we played it a second time. But when we played it the second time, we got in contact with the same evil demon spirit
in this room that would like to contact us, yes or no? Okay, what's your name? Fuck.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, he didn't finish. Z.
Okay, Brian.
Okay, alright, can we please end the game? Wait. Oh, thank God. Alright, goodbye.
We said goodbye, and then we started looking online. We started remembering everything that we heard about this specific demon and how dangerous it was, and frankly, we were scared. So this might sound stupid, but we decided to play it a 3rd time to ask the spirit to leave us alone. We didn't want to risk the spirit coming and haunting us, which foreshadow, that's what's gonna happen. So we play it the 3rd time, and the demon does something that is the worst thing that a spirit can do on a Ouija board, and that is to swipe back and forth from letters to letters.
Oh.
I think he was trying to get that in the first place. Like, I think he was...
Oh, he's saying zo. Oh, he's saying it's...
No, just...
Should we just end it?
Yeah, I say...
Oh, wait, he's going... He's just doing it back and forth. He's just doing it... No.
Okay, can we say goodbye?
Can we please say goodbye?
Red flags when playing a Ouija board are the planchette, which is that triangle thing, to go backwards, to do the alphabet backwards, or go to the black sun, or try to release itself from the board by quickly moving in one direction, or going back and forth from one letter to another.
Now, when you guys were trying to say your goodbye, it looked like he was trying to pull it off the board, and that's the way they enter your home.
The planchette goes over the 2 letters repeatedly, saying its name back and forth. This demon could have been doing one of 2 things. 1, it really was angry and wanted to release itself from the board because we kept on trying to talk to it. And 2, it really wanted us to say its name to give it more power. We got scared, we said goodbye, and we ended the game. It didn't even take 5 minutes for weird things to start happening. Jessica immediately starts vomiting and crying out of fear. She had a panic attack. It was terrifying. I talked about that in a previous video. I'm not gonna get too much in detail into that, but it was scary. Then going home, I already felt really weird about it. Not even a week later, I began seeing shadows in the house. Lights would shut off on me. I had horrible nightmares. 3 black birds fly into my window of my bedroom at the same time and die. And the worst of all, I'm pretty sure my mom got possessed. My parents won't tell me the complete truth about that story. They say she was sick, but I don't know about a sickness that lasts 2 minutes. Okay, I think she was briefly possessed. One day I'm gonna have them come on here and tell that story for you guys. You know what? If we could just hit 80,000 likes on this video, I know it sounds impossible. I do too, but it's gonna be hard for me to convince them. If we hit 80,000 likes on this video, I think it would be enough for them to come out and actually share the story of if my mom got possessed or not, because some weird stuff happened that day. And my dad was the only one in the room. We heard the shaking, the crying, and terrifying moment. But nonetheless, there was extreme panic between every single household. Moms calling each other. All of us were texting each other. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna have to move? Like, what do we do now? What do you do when a spirit is haunting you? You call the cops? You don't know what to do. So we did the only thing that we thought, which was to call a priest and have him bless our homes and rid the devil from our house, which is what happened. Everybody's house got blessed.
Where'd you put the Ouija board?
It's gone. It was right here.
Okay.
This is where we did the Ouija.
Bless this in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, forever. Amen. Okay.
And ever since then, we haven't heard from the spirit. We haven't really had the craziest weird things happening. So I think it worked. Hopefully it never comes back. I think I might be risking a little bit by telling this story, but who cares, man? It's entertainment, right? Now that was the first time our ghost hunt ever went wrong. Let's move on to number 2. So moving on to number 2, we have a story that actually is not on YouTube. So this is a while back, again, while we were using the Ouija board, but this time it actually wasn't with Brian. It was with my friend in high school named Matthew. Matthew, if you're out there watching this, sorry you have to relive this moment. Anyways, one day I was at school and everybody was asking me, are these Ouija board videos real? Are they real or are they fake? Like this can't be real. And I would always tell them, no, these are 100% real. If you don't believe me, try it. All of them would either laugh or be like, I'm not messing with that stuff, or I don't believe it and I don't care enough to try it. But I had one friend named Matthew who was a bit of a daredevil, and he said to me that he doesn't believe it and he wants to try it. Like, this kid was actually like a dare. He really didn't care. He'd do anything. So I'm like, all right, like if he says it's true, then everybody will believe it. I'm in high school. Obviously I don't want people to think I'm a liar or that like I fake ghost videos or anything. So I'm like, dude, I gotta prove it to someone. I'm not gonna bring a Ouija board to school. Like, that's just weird. But anyways, so me and Matthew came up with a plan. We were gonna do the Ouija board later that night. It was a Friday. We were about to leave school. We made the plan. We're gonna go and do the Ouija board at night. Now, 2 days prior, me and Brian had just done the Ouija board at the haunted tunnel. And we said it's our last time doing it, like we always say, and we left it at the tunnel.
We have the Ouija board here. Can we just go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you leaving that there?
I don't know. Should we leave this here? Should we leave it? We left empty-handed because we're fucking scared right now, but holy shit, there it is.
When she said my mom's name.
And she spelled out your initials.
Now, mind you, I didn't have a Ouija board. I didn't have a car. I was riding skateboards at the time. I had nothing. So like, I can't get a Ouija board. That's the only one that I knew about. So I told Matthew, hey, we gotta go to the haunted tunnel and get the Ouija board. We left it there. So me and Matthew ride our skateboards to the haunted tunnel around 10 o'clock at night. We go down to the tunnel. It's super dark. We don't even have flashlights because I completely forgot. So we're just using like our phone flashlights with that, which at that time was like a 5S. We go down, we look in the tunnel, no Ouija board. Everything's gone. So now I'm like, damn, like this might be a waste of time. We were just gonna call it quits. Then I started realizing, like, I witnessed the power of a Ouija board firsthand. I strongly believed that you don't need a Ouija board to contact the spirit. We went to the store, we bought a box of Coca-Cola, and I used the cardboard box to make a makeshift Ouija board. Then I cut this top of the water bottle to make a kind of like eyeglass thing. So imagine like this is cut off like this, and we just use this as the planchette, where you could see right here is where the letter would be, right? That's where the ghost wants the letter to be. I legit made a Ouija board. Now all that was left was to do it somewhere that we thought was haunted. We could have done it at the haunted tunnel, but we were already really far from it. It was getting late. And I remember that the park right by my house was rumored to be really haunted. That's because they found like a dead body in the woods back there one time. I don't even know if it was true, never done my research about it. It was just like an ongoing rumor, right? So we decided to go there. Mind you, when we get there, it's pitch black. Can't see anything, okay? So we have to use our flashlights again. There's no light, no people, just us and the board. We go to this like little swing thing, whatever. We go to this like swing, I don't know how to explain it. It was almost like you know those boat rides that do this? At the theme parks and stuff, like those boats that do this. Imagine that, but like a lot smaller, and one that you just kind of push with yourself. But it's 2 benches, it's big, like probably fit like 10 people on it. Well, we decided to sit on that. We set up the Ouija board. I did the little thing. If there are any spirits out there who like to contact us, yes or no. And surprisingly, nothing happened. Tried it like 3 times, nothing happened. I started wondering like, is this gonna work? Maybe I need a real Ouija board. And then that's when the strangest thing happened. There was a man dressed like all in black, but like ripped clothing, but a trench coat, like ripped clothing. I don't even know if I was dreaming or if this really happened. Matthew, if you're out there, I'm gonna have you on camera one day to prove this. There was a man, ripped clothing, trench coat, super tall. Guys, I'm talking about like Shaq tall, okay? And my friend Matthew, he's kind of like I said, he doesn't care. Like, he really doesn't care. He just goes, what the F are you looking at, to the guy? And the guy just goes like this. He's waving his hand like this, but he's not looking at us. So imagine you're us, and I'm the guy in the trench coat. He looks at us, and then my friend says, what the F are you looking at? He looks this way and goes like this. So he's waving to this side. Me and my friend Matthew got weirded out. We're like, we're about to get robbed. Like, we kind of live in the ghetto. So we get off the swing, we grab our skateboards, and we're about to leave. Guys, there's a person in my face. Like, right as I turn around, there's someone in my face, dude. He says, hey, sorry, like in the weirdest way. I don't know how to explain it. It was like, hey, sorry, but like he didn't really mean it. It was almost like, hey, sorry, I'm about to rob you, or like, hey, sorry, I'm about to freaking kill you. We like backed up, like, what the hell is going on? Like, leave us alone. We're like about to like leave, but we're also kind of curious, like, who the hell are these people? Like, what do you guys want from us? Why are you guys here? We were very curious. Guys, it was the most confusing moment of my life. One of the guys says, hey, we just want to know if you guys have any food. And they both start laughing. They were acting so nice, like trying to have a conversation with us. But they're like kind of laughing, and they're walking towards us. Me and my friend Matthew are like, nope. And we ride our skateboards away. We end up talking about it the next day at school. Some of our friends believed us, some of them didn't. But realistically, the things that could have gone down that night, who knew what those people were there for? Who knew what could have happened to us? Who knew if I'd be here making this video right now? Like, you just never know. That was like such a terrifying moment. I felt so vulnerable, and I remember for like the next week, walking home from school, I was always looking behind me like, dude, is someone following me right now? It was so weird. Now let's move on to number 3. We're gonna make this one super quick because we're kind of running out of time here. But I deem this to be one of the most dangerous moments in all of our ghost hunting history. This is one of the moments where we came face to face with death. Again, I'm sure most of you guys have heard about this, and that is the flooding of the tunnel. I didn't want to keep on talking about things I already talked about, but if we're talking about moments that went wrong in ghost hunting, this would go on every freaking list. For those of you who don't know the story, me and Brian went into the haunted tunnel to try to reach the end. Mind you, we had just done the Ouija board there and spoke to the little girl that died, or at least that's what we think, is that we spoke to a little girl that was actually murdered there, while we're forced to leave with the spirit telling us to run. I'll say maybe a week or 2 weeks later, we go there to see if we could reach the end and also get some more answers from the writing on the walls and stuff like that. We just thought, hey, it's gonna be fun, let's go explore this. We just didn't know it was gonna be a life or death situation. We get to the tunnel, it's sprinkling a little bit. We're thinking to ourselves, what's wrong with a little bit of rain? Okay, this is a ginormous tunnel. The odds of a storm coming are very rare. We went into the tunnel. I'd say we're about almost an hour in when the water levels start rising and getting so much faster.
You hear that? Oh. Anthony, what is that? I know. Anthony, look how fast the water's coming. Let's go. Oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? I can't turn now.
That's when we started realizing that we were in a lot of danger. We turn around, we start running back to the entrance where we came from, but guys, this water pressure was strong. It was the fastest I've ever seen water go and the strongest I've ever felt water pressure in my life. Imagine a lazy river times legit like 100,000. It was one of the strongest forces ever. It was almost like a jacuzzi jet just pushing us out, or like a tidal wave.
What's going on? Oh my God. Anthony, I'm about to fall. Anthony, I'm about to fall. Careful. Anthony. Hey. Wait.
Our legs literally were about to give out, and we were, who knows how long. We were almost an hour in walking. We're walking slow, we're looking at things, we're filming, we're stopping. That's maybe 10 minutes running. So we're just sprinting, rarely sprinting, we're just being dragged practically at this point. Guys, mind you, if one of us falls, and this is going on in our heads as we're running, if one of us falls, it's all over. Everything's done. We're done. There's no way you're getting up from that. Guys, the water level was rising at almost a snap of a finger. The water is almost at our waist, and we don't know how far away we are from the entrance. We don't even know where we are in the tunnel. All we know is we got to keep running in that direction. We're screaming, guys. It was such a hectic moment. It was so hectic. All I was thinking was, please, Brian, don't fall. Just please stand up. You know, I was fat at the time. Brian was pretty skinny. I was just thinking, Brian, like, please don't fall, bro. Like, I'm not about to have survivor's guilt, bro. Like, I literally cannot live without you, bro. Please just run through this, bro.
I can't. Anthony, there's a lot. Anthony. There's a lot of water. The water. Oh. Anthony, what's going on?
So Brian's running through it, and I'm running through it, and we're screaming, and all I could think about is, if I fall right now, there's branches in this water, there's broken glass in this water, a lot of broken glass, legit dead, diseased animals. Like, imagine you fall, you get cut by broken glass, and then a dead, diseased rat just whizzes by you and touches the cut. Like, dude, it's just so bad to fall in that water, especially when the water's going that fast. A shard of glass hitting you when the water's going that fast will definitely go through your clothing, and definitely go like through your leg. Mind you guys, we couldn't even hear anything because of how loud the water was. So we didn't even hear the frogs. It was very dark outside. There isn't any light. We just barely see some tree leaves and the moon's reflection off the little pond out there. We get out, we jump off to safety on the side. It was one of the most terrifying moments, and to be honest, I had literal PTSD after that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. No way. Oh. Anthony, we could have died. Let's get out of here, please. Go, please.
The next day I was trying to make coffee in the morning, and my mom just walked into the living room behind me, and I got really scared and like jumped and like kind of yelled at her, like, don't sneak up on me like that. It was a really weird time in my life because I saw my life flash before my eyes. But yeah, luckily we made it out alive. I would rank that as my top moment that our ghost hunting went terribly wrong. Well guys, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's completely free. It only takes a second, and I would really appreciate it. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comment section down below. It's been your boy Sherman, and I'm out. Peace.